This is a Charles Van Morgan presentation. I remember this very well because it had an impact on how I view pro-abortion advocates. Many are unreasonable and refuse to listen or even allow others to have alternative points of view, no matter how well reasoned and based on science and morality. I was about 21 years old in college class, current events, when the instructor gave us an assignment to write a paper about any current event, and I decided on the topic of abortion. I researched and wrote about abortion and concluded my belief that life begins at conception. The grade given was F. I believe the paper was excellent. Other similar papers on other topics had received much better grades, but I received an F because the teacher did not agree with my pro-life viewpoint. Had I concluded there should be abortion on demand with a women's right to choose, I would have received at least a passing grade, because those who think women should have the right to choose accuse people who are pro-life of being out of touch, of trying to control women's bodies. None of this is true. We are in touch with reality. Abortion is the taking of a human life. Science confirms this, and we're trying to allow the most innocent human life, unborn babies, the right to control their body, live, and not be murdered. The experience was deeply unsettling and showed me how dogmatic and unreasonable many with abortion on demand beliefs can be. The radical deadly view is not with the pro-life view, it's with those who believe in abortion on demand by their own admission. They even believe in killing of the baby after birth in the hospital of all places, which should be places by the Hippocratic Oath to refrain from causing harm or hurt. Consider the admission on public radio of Ralph Northam, a Democrat governor and physician who served as Virginia's governor from 2018 to 2022. This admission made in the interview: "If a mother is in labor, I can tell you exactly what would happen," Northam said. "The infant would be delivered, the infant would be kept comfortable, the infant would be resuscitated, if that's what the mother and the family desired. And then a discussion would ensue between the physicians and the mother." It made me realize how deceptively deeply ingrained the pro-abortion view is in our society. Interestingly, the Satanic temple backs big abortion. It even boasts of having created a ritual surrounding the abortion process. They have made in court filings assertion of a religious freedom claim pointing to an abortion ritual. It clearly shows abortion of unborn children is human sacrifice to Satan because they claim themselves it's their ritual during their worship service. It's assertion of a religious freedom claim pointing to an abortion ritual. In addition, major network news reporting of bad incidences of women unable to obtain an abortion are fabricated and false. Fake news. Politically charged reporting that followed in the wake of these tragic events failed to examine the true reasons these women didn't receive proper medical care. No state abortion law prosecutes women. A common pro-abortion argument based on a faulty premise goes like this. You wake up in the morning and find yourself back to back in bed with an unconscious violinist. A famous unconscious violinist. He has been found to have a fatal kidney ailment, and the Society of Music Lovers has canvassed all the available medical records and found that you alone have the right blood type to help. They have therefore kidnapped you, and last night the violinist's circulatory system was plugged into yours so that your kidneys can be used to extract poisons from his blood as well as your own. To unplug you would be to kill him, but never mind, it's only for 9 months. The faults in this premise are numerous, but to mention a few, it's not a hookup, it's formed inside the women part, from her own body. She wasn't normally kidnapped, and is not foreign. It's part of what activity she engaged in, and if it's rape, then obviously it's a completely different question that still I favor life, but is more suspect. But it also strengthened my resolve. Pro-choice advocates state that the Bible does not address abortion, so the decision should be the individual's. While it is true that the term abortion does not appear in the Bible, the principles about the value of life are there. In Exodus 21, 22, 23, God wrote into his law protection for the unborn. If a pregnant woman was injured, causing her to lose her child, then the one who caused the injury was to be executed. A life for a life. The phrase life for a life says a lot. God considers the life of the unborn just as valuable as that of a grown man. The Bible is clear. Since God is the creator of human life, only he can determine who lives or dies. Of course, murder demands the government execute those who commit this violent act, and every person who claims the name of Christ has the obligation to make certain his or her views line up with his word. Non-Christians should commit to following science, and at conception the unborn baby has DNA. Is it possible for a born-again Christian to be pro-choice? Yes. Is it likely that such a person will remain pro-choice? Not if he or she is allowing God's word to transform and renew his or her mind. I knew in my heart from science that every life, from the moment of conception, is precious and deserves protection. Those who oppose abortion on demand believe, as I do, every human life is sacred. This belief is often based in religious faith and seeing each life as a gift from God. But it goes beyond religion. Basic biology tells us that from the moment of conception, a unique human being with its own DNA comes into existence. This tiny human, though still developing, is alive and growing. To end this life, we believe, is to end a human being's life potential without just cause. It's a loss not just for the unborn child, but for the family and society as a whole. Less workers and unknown, unique, unreplaceable talent often never realized. It is attempts to limit certain races of people. The United States, the abortion rate for black women is almost 5 times that for white women. Disparity is the result of aggressive marketing by abortion providers to minority communities. It's racist and eugenic goals. Beyond the scientific and religious reasons, there's a fundamental moral question at the heart of the abortion debate. Under normal circumstances, is it ever right to intentionally end the life of an innocent human being? We believe the answer is a resounding no, only if there is no other way to protect another human life. We believe that every human being, regardless of their stage of development, has inherent dignity and worth. This belief shapes our view on everything from caring for the elderly to advocating for the vulnerable. A society's choice. The issue of abortion also raises important questions about the kind of society we want to be. Do we want a society where the most vulnerable among us are discarded when they are inconvenient or unwanted? Or do we want a society that values all life, that supports women facing unplanned pregnancies, and that offers real alternatives to abortion? These are easy questions. They are questions we must ask ourselves as a society. Where we stand. The political landscape is sharply divided on abortion. Figures like Donald Trump and many Republicans have aligned themselves with the pro-life movement, advocating for stricter abortion laws. Others, like Kamala Harris and many Democrats, support abortion rights on demand, arguing that women have the right to make choices about their own bodies. Kamala Harris even uses the same satanic slogan as arguments used in legal documents by the Satanic Church, reproductive freedom, code for, as they admit, satanic worship or sacrifice of children to Satan. I'm sure Kamala Harris has the help of Satan's deception and demonic influence in her campaign for president. Otherwise, how could a completely unknown get elevated to Democratic nominee for president, especially in such a fast, dramatic fashion with her past government failures? Satanic and demonic power over her campaign because she is helping Satan kill the most innocent in sacrifice worship to him, and all in the deceptive name of reproductive freedom. The debate is often heated and emotionally charged, reflecting the deeply held beliefs on both sides. A matter of conscience. For those of us who oppose abortion on demand, this is not just a political issue, it's a matter of conscience. It's about standing up for what we believe is right, even when it's unpopular. You see, the intensity of those who want abortion on demand causes some to lessen their moral beliefs and compromise their belief in the rights of life of the most innocent and vulnerable, that they redraw the line, allowing more abortions for less and less good reasons. When frankly it is deception, much like the serpent in the Garden of Eden. It's about speaking out for those who cannot speak for themselves. It is not an impossible mission or a radical belief that every life is precious and that a more just and compassionate world is possible, a world where every child is welcomed with love and every woman facing an unplanned pregnancy is supported. It is appalling Tennessee politicians do not do enough to provide women alternatives to abortion. However, the law is correct, I believe. Tennessee's abortion ban took effect on August 25th, 2022, 30 days after the U.S. Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade. I thank God for this law. God bless all Tennesseans, this includes the unborn. However, many states have a very radical view, as mentioned, even allowing murdering children after they have been born and when they have survived the abortion. May God give us strength and protection to stop these murders and sacrifices to Satan. Charles Van Morgan approves this message and asks God to protect him and all Tennesseans, both born and yet to be.